Hey everybody, I'm Dr. Luchin. I'm going to be your professor for Safety 41, Analysis and Design, and this is an online version of the course. I'm going to use this one video as both the course overview and introduction to me, and also the week one lecture. So we're going to keep it simple this week. So I'm going to introduce myself to kind of talk about the course, the focus of the course. It's a little different than it used to be, but it's still going to remain with the basic thrust of what the course is all about. And I'll talk about what's expected for at least week one. So one thing that's changed is, and this came out of our fall section, that some weeks we just got together and kind of just talked, and the students really liked that. It gave them a way to one, kind of better understand where we're going with the course and what they're working on, but it also helped them with kind of the stress they were experiencing in some of their other classes. And so I'm going to try to do that for you, but we're not in a classroom together. So therefore, the discussion board is going to facilitate you talking to each other and me talking to you as well. But I do encourage you, if you want to talk to me on a regular basis, we can set up a regular weekly time, or if there's a particular time that works for several of you, we can do that too. I'll also be asking you for possible availability because I would like to host a few. I like to host some speakers for you and have it be live versus recorded so you can interact with them, and so I'll find out when you guys are available. So, as far as for week one, I want you guys to introduce yourself. Like I just said, the topics and questions will change each week. Just this first one is very simple. You are expected to post something about yourself. There are 8 questions I'll show you in a moment. And also respond to at least 2 of your peers, to your classmates. So here's what the page looks like when you click on it. Do you guys know who this is? We'll see if you do. You can post it or email me. Just asking you some basic questions. You just hit reply, answer. There you go. Okay, that's it for this week. I will no, I guess I can't get on here because all these questions don't pertain to me. Who am I? I'm this weird guy. So my undergraduate degree was not in safety, it was in chemical engineering, but I realized, I think halfway through my junior year, that I didn't want to be a chemical engineer because I was afraid I would blow up a plant. So refocused my studies on environmental engineering, and lo and behold, OSHA hired me, and that's how I got into safety. I've been in it for 30 years now. It was after like a little over 6 years I was with OSHA that I decided to return to school at UW-Madison, and my graduate degrees are in industrial engineering. I was working part-time at the Department of Health and Family Services in Madison as an assistant safety director during that time. Great, experience to be able to talk about something in class and go try it out in the workplace. After I graduated, I spent 3 years at the University of Minnesota Duluth before ending up where I am now, and I've been here for 14 years. Can't believe it's been that long. One thing that's interesting is that in 23-24, I was working part-time as a safety manager, EHS manager with April Air in Madison, and I'm going to bring in a lot of that experience into this course. So the real-world problems and things like that came from the work I did there. And I was able to actually challenge myself to test a lot of the ideas, assumptions I had over the years, and I learned some, but then also received confirmation on a lot of the way I practice. I volunteer very heavily into the American Society of Safety Professionals, or ASSP. I was recently, actually in 2024, I was voted in to be a board of director. It's a 3-year term. That's where this picture came from. It was from the conference last summer. So sometimes I have to leave town to go to board meetings or to fulfill responsibilities as a board member. The weekends over the winter, for 10 weeks, I teach archery to children. that sounds bad, but I belong to the Stoughton Conservation Club, and I'm the lead for archery instruction. Prior to my daughter graduating from high school, I did a lot of volunteering for Monona Grove, fundraising, things like that. Been married for 24 and a half years. It'll be 25 years this coming October. Got a couple kids. They're 19, and that's my oldest daughter, Bree. She's actually in the safety program as a freshman. My other daughter is a freshman at Monona Grove. She's 14. And then I've got my 2 dogs, Humphrey and Stella. And man, they keep me sane. As far as hobbies, where you typically find me is I'll be doing lawn or garden work. I also love to do remodeling work, and I really like to relax by playing Fortnite, which doesn't sounds counterintuitive, but that's what I do. As far as the course, one thing that I wanted to point out here is that, okay, what is the safety profession? People ask me that all the time. What is the safety profession? It's problem solving. And I think that's why I took to it the way I did and really enjoy practicing, because it's all about finding ways to improve. And for me, my background, I try to find ways to improve the efficiency of jobs, the ability of workers to get it done effectively, to do it as safe as possible, and to elicit satisfaction from the work they do. That's my role. That's what I feel our role is. And in doing so, I get to solve problems. But first, you have to identify them because they're not like laid out for you. And so in this class, I'm really going to focus on that. I'm going to try to throw things out there and say, hey, what is this? Or solve this problem without telling you how to solve it. I want to see how you solve things. And then we'll come back and talk about it the week after. So just put in the effort, ask questions when you need. That's the other thing too, is knowing how and when to ask questions, to get assistance. This course has also been identified for professional development training. It's something that we, as a faculty for the department, acknowledged was greatly affected by the pandemic. And so I'll also be bringing that into the course. Do any of you participate in LinkedIn? Well, if you haven't, you will, because this course has got a lot of assignments related to LinkedIn. I've got a couple documents here, a few documents for you to check out as you begin to either build or improve your LinkedIn profile and learn how to use that app or site. I don't know what you'd call it. If you're not already a student member of the American Society of Safety Professionals, I'd like you to do so. It's $15. I hope that's not too much of a hardship. You get out a lot more than what you put in, for sure, with opportunities, scholarships, things like that. And one of the assignments is to apply for a scholarship. Is that spelt right? It doesn't look right to me. I also want you to join the National Safety Council for free, but that's a different organization. But We'll get into it a little bit. I just kind of use it for for professional safety. I don't know if you can see this. Is it showing up? Professional Safety Journal. And so I read this. I think you can get electronic version as a student. And then for National Safety Council, you get the Safety and Health. And so I get these on a monthly publication and periodical, and I read them. It's good stuff. There's advertisements in there for solutions too, which I think is equally as important. So join them. That's two parts of the assignment for this week. Let me see here. What else have I got? I'm just going to go back to... I'm just kind of looking at the schedule right now to make sure everything's good. And then if you haven't already participated in the Student Safety Organization, I want you to do that. And I'll be sharing with you upcoming opportunities, at least for the Wisconsin chapter. If in meeting with you and I find out you're somewhere else in the world, I'll try to find your local ASSP chapter, and then we'll track that too. But they're going to be touring Miller Park. No, it's not even Miller Park. It's American Family now. Sorry. Because a former student of mine is actually the risk manager there. And so we're going to go tour it. So if you're in the southern Wisconsin, northern Illinois area, I'll find out when that is. I only know it's going to be the week of April 8th to the 11th. That's all I know right now, but I'm definitely going to go. I think that's the week before the Wisconsin Safety Council conference in the Dells. So I really want to go to that. And I think they're going to try to do it on a Wednesday, which works really good for me. So, and then we'll talk about scholarship application. I believe that's next week. So this is more information. This is another part of your assignment for this week. Is I want to make sure you know what it is to apply for graduation, what the requirements are, what is required for a capstone internship, what paperwork has to be submitted once you've accepted an offer. And we'll be getting all into that. So one of the things for the assignment this week is I want you to go through and check out these links and read these assignments and then report back to me that you understand what that means. That may require you to meet with your academic advisor and look at your AAR to make sure that you do have all your ducks in a row and you're all set. Usually students take this course right before they capstone, but it doesn't always work out that way, especially when it's online. But if that's your plan, then you'll be applying for graduation this semester. I'll just let you know. You do it the semester before you go to your capstone. Yeah. So anyway, this is the information you have to look up. Again, I don't want to tell you everything. I want to make sure that you're getting it too. For LinkedIn, I've it's one of the apps that I use quite a bit. And just to show you, so this is from a little over a year. No, it was under a year ago. This was from, I believe, March of last year. So 10 months ago, maybe 9 months ago. I'm not sure. I didn't write it down. But just looking at some of the stats, and your stats are not going to be anywhere near this. I try to track these kinds of things that, if by going on and liking things and sharing things and reaching out to people, is it working? So this was, again, spring. We'll just say spring of 2024. This is November 2024, and this is today. So I haven't changed much. I think I need to change my background, and I do want to add some things, but what I found is in the last, we'll say 9-10 months, I've increased my followers by 15% just through being, I wouldn't even say I'm semi-active. I'm minimally active, let's say that. My posts have received a lot of impressions lately. I don't know why, because I haven't been doing much, but that's gone up a lot. And then my connections has also increased. I consider the followers probably the best metric on performance, but it is what it is. So I'll try to teach you to build this and how to use LinkedIn to expand your network and find mentors. One thing I do offer to this class, is to do a student spotlight for you on LinkedIn. This is Landon. Landon was in my class in the fall. I believe that just in 3 weeks after posting this, I think I had like 6,500 impressions. That 6,500 people looked at this, and it grew his network exponentially. He's been posting that he just started his internship, and I'm really proud of Landon. And this is a professional photo that Landon took. I was able to get professional photo headshots taken by Kobe Tech, and they stayed after class. He had a hooded sweatshirt on, so this is actually my jacket. But I'm like, let's just try it. Looks good, I think. I think this looks pretty cool. So he got a lot of mileage out of it. Jonathan, same thing. I'm not sure where Jonathan is going to be this semester. I can't remember if he's capstoning or not, but he also got his professional headshot with the group, and I posted this for him. He did a little bit later in the semester, but still, I think it was the second highest hits. No, maybe it was third. It was third because it was later in the semester. This was Samantha. Samantha was a non-traditional online student. She's done very well. She's working full-time in safety down in Illinois. This is Caitlin. Caitlin was one that Caitlin Jonathan at the end came to me, and they were looking for spring. Was he a spring internship? I can't remember. Let me see. Yeah. Okay. So he was a spring. So was Caitlin, and they've been getting a lot of traffic. I think it's their two posts that's probably the impressions numbers that I'm seeing. I think that looks good. Rob was one he was the second highest. So. Landon, I think, had like 6,500. I think Rob got around 5,800. Rob is a non-traditional. He has all of his stuff worked out. He's doing very well. So, yes. So that's LinkedIn and using Student Spotlight. If you haven't already used Handshake as a way to identify opportunities, I will be bringing in, or at least hosting, a recording with Frank Lanko. And I always get him to, and if not, he'll assign people just to kind of talk about the different opportunities, how to find entry-level jobs, how to find internships and co-ops. Unfortunately, we're not going to be hosting a department safety internship fair this semester. I think it's the first spring semester we're not doing that. It's because we overloaded the fall. But for all of you, I'll provide you as many opportunities as possible. Within the industry, within the region, locale that you would like to do your capstone work. But I have to meet with each one of you first to figure that out. Here's a breakdown. So as far as AI, I want your work to be yours, but we are going to talk about AI this semester. And if you find that any of the projects, any of the weekly assignments that we do, you're able to facilitate or use an AI piece of software or app, let me know. As long as you talk to me beforehand, I'll allow it. I just don't want you to turn things in that you used AI, that you're, submitting that you're saying it's your own original work. So we're going to be, I would like you to, and I think I'll talk about it in a few slides. You're going to be reaching out to me and scheduling a one-on-one. It can be either during the first week or the second week, preferably the first week, but I'm trying to be flexible here. And then there's a survey at the end of the semester. I'll remind everybody about it. That's 5% of the grade. Each week, there'll be just some discussion board work to be done. That's 20% of your grade. Each week, there'll be an assignment to complete, and they vary as we go. That'll be 25% of your grade. Oops. The course binder is something I grade twice, once in week 7 and the other 10 week 15, and I'll be talking about that in a moment. There'll be 2 case studies you complete. I've got a set of options for your first one, and the second one we'll have to work out, and then you'll choose to do a presentation. This very much provides an experience of what you'll be doing in your capstone. And I redesigned the course that way. So when you get your capstone, you can really focus on learning and not trying to figure out what you need to do to complete the work. That's kind of the purpose. Makes it easier on you. Here's a basic schedule for this semester as far as topics and what's going to be asked of you. This will change because I try to customize the course based on your needs. I have a general, plan that we follow, but it's tough to get the details until I really get to know you and what your schedule is and what your background is and all that other stuff. So some of this is customized to your needs. Okay. Discussion board is a new assignment. I had mentioned that earlier. It will be very simple, though. Won't take up a lot of your time, and I hope it does facilitate additional learning and support for you. No fair this semester, no safety fair, I should say. There is going to be a campus one, and there will be safety opportunities provided. I've been speaking to a few people who are going to be going there and hiring, or I would say hiring, collecting resumes, interviewing. That's the better way to put it. But I will be helping you all based on what your needs are, wants and needs. I am going to focus on mentoring. I've been trying to do that over the past year with moderate success, but I'm going to try to get you all connected with people who are out there practicing, specifically in the field you want to go into, in an area you want to go to. Because I have been able to find internships for students who are out of state using that mentorship model, I guess you could call it. And then also I want to make sure you guys are at least attempting to do the weekly reflection and journaling and creating your binder. All meant to be a way to develop, grow professionally, personally. And then also maybe we can find you some additional opportunities out in the field. Okay? Whether it's a tour, whether it's a shadow, whether it's a case study, we'll see. So each week I'll have an agenda that I provide to you, a little bit different than other courses. But what I'm trying to do is begin to bridge from college or classroom to profession. In the profession, a lot of things will be driven by agendas. So I'll have the topics enlisted, what I want you to do, any assigned readings or other additional multimedia, and then what I want you to perform here. Each week, to make sure that you're watching these videos, I will provide a code word or code phrase that I just used to have to enter in. And so for this week, it's reflective journaling. So for this assignment, now this can be a Word document, this can be a PowerPoint. What I want you to do is you're going to present to me your work. And I don't like to specifically say, here's a worksheet to fill out. I want you to present it. And we'll see how that goes. And by the third week, you're going to have it figured out, I'm sure. Most students do. But again, the code word is reflective journaling. I'll have a new one each week. Just to make sure you're watching. And what I could do is I could have come up with something different and then changed it at the end. So you always watch it to the end. But at this point, hopefully you're still with me. Reflective journaling is that code word. Introduce yourself on the discussion board. Try not to wait till the last minute. Try to get on there as early in the week as possible. Email me when we can meet. It'd be great if we did it during the first week or on Sunday. If not, Monday at the latest, hopefully. And that's February 3rd or something like that. Is that right? February 1, 2, 3 is Sunday, 4th is Monday. Hopefully no later than February 4th. Because I grade on Mondays. That's what I'm doing. Start working on your personal and professional development plan. I'm going to show you some examples in a moment. I want you to summarize what you learned by reading the documents I provided with you about the capstone internship, which forms are required, things like that, what's required of a capstone internship. Summarize what you need to do to register for graduation and what are the deadlines. I want you to join ASSP as a student member. Provide me a screenshot that you have. Join National Safety Council. Provide me a screenshot that you have. Again, this is all in one document. You can either do it in PowerPoint or Word, and do it in a way that is a good presentation. Don't just slap it all in there and he'll figure it out. Present it to me, okay? That's one of the things I want you to figure out. I want you to upload a screenshot of your LinkedIn profile. If you don't have one, make one and send me the blank. Or work on it a little bit and send it to me. I want to see the stats. On a separate document, I want you to upload your resume, your most current one. So you'll be uploading your either Word or PowerPoint assignment, and then there'll be a separate PDF resume. Some of you will submit it in Word, and hopefully I can show you why not to do that. And then the last one is there is an assignment, problem solving. I have those pretty much every week. This one's very basic, and we'll see if you can figure it out. So you're going to be uploading all this stuff. So hopefully 2 documents, like a Word or PowerPoint and the resume in PDF, to this assignment folder. And I believe you do have to upload it all at once, because I've heard students have issues. Right here is the link for going into the icebreaker and introducing yourself and answering those 8 questions. Hopefully my thing's working here. Here's the problem here. What was the problem again? The GPA final exam scores. It's kind of self-explanatory, but I'll go over it in a little bit. Here's the overall assignment for personal professional development. I'll go over that in a bit. Here's the links to join. Here's a demo video for online students. If you want to keep your binder in OneNote, I've got a student did that, and then she showed us how to do it. So that's a good video. So here's the lecture video you're watching now. Here's the PowerPoint we're looking at right now. Here's a video I want you to watch as a basis for starting your binder. And we'll even get more into that next week. That was a lot of stuff, wasn't it? As far as keeping a journal, it's something that I did and got a lot out of when I was working at Aprilaire. So here's an example of just 2 pages. And this was from this past summer when I was filling in for their safety manager. You see, I have a lot of stuff here. I've got some names. Please ignore that. But by keeping all these notes, and sometimes I have like pictures of the research I was doing, and that's some of the problems you're going to be doing this semester. What it did is it really tracked what I was accomplishing. And it did 2 things. One is I was able to review my notes and come up with a to-do list if I didn't get something accomplished in one day, or if I needed to get it accomplished by a due date. It also created a set of things I was going to be working on or tracking over time. And so I found out very early that I was able to mine data from my own journal and add it to the safety action tracker, which helped become a performance metric that drove change and showed change. I was able to then compare that to reports of first aid, reports of injury, report of near miss, things like that, to show that I was attending to the things I was observing, correcting based on what I was working on, and I lost my train of thought there. So that's what I did with this. So right here is just an example. This is 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. It's only 4 days, not even a full week. Here on 2 whole pages. So this is a great practice, especially when you first start out, because you have a little bit of extra time and maybe a little more time to, sit with your, and think about things. Write it down. Okay. As far as personal professional development, I don't know if you guys have ever done this, but back in the 90s, we did something called the Franklin Planner, which was predicated on Stephen Covey's, is it 9 Habits of Highly Successful People, or 8 or 11? It's Habits of Successful People. And it was a whole tracking system. And I mean, I still use a paper schedule or planner to track things, and then I have the electronic through Outlook, and I've got other things too. And then I keep a lot of lists and to-do lists and things like that. Where was my one? Oh yeah. So this was what I was going to try to get done over break. I'm almost there, but I actually augmented what I'm about to show you to help drive things. The idea is we're going to start kind of big this week, bigger goals that you want to get done this semester, over the next year, over the next 3 years. But we want, then next week, we're going to implement the SMART tactic, which is specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound goals. And then by attending to those or looking at those on a frequent basis, you will get a lot more done than if you just hoped that you'd get to it in your, limited discretionary time. So this is a part of the binder, but it's something I really want you to focus on, and we're going to focus on it weekly. I'm going to be focusing on my own. So here's a list of my short term, and I use a star system to kind of prioritize. 5 stars being the highest, 1 star being the lowest. So in this next few weeks, I need to complete at least these 2 tasks, and hopefully this one. So I've got 3 things I want to do in the next 2 weeks. This was also going to be a high priority, but I downgraded it because I was reviewing, that was on LinkedIn right before I did this recording, and the editors that are in charge of this special issue and this heat stress case study paper I was writing extended it to the end of April. I actually posted a thank you from us procrastinators that they did that. So now I got more time. So I downgraded it to a 4-star because I'm going to be working on it with the safety managers at Aprilaire. But now that gives me a little bit more time to work on it, and I can focus on these other 3 things, which I actually upgraded based on this. So also by the end of February, I would really like to have my normality paper written for, I'm going to do that in JSure. I might do that in professional safety. I might change that. I do need to finish up this alumni survey for undergrads and grads. I'm thinking by the end of March, I'm going to try to get that done. I want to create a new channel on my YouTube. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that done until May. I might downgrade that now that I'm thinking about it. And then these other manuscripts, I'm going to try to get these things at least started during the semester and finish them up over the summer. It's kind of my plan. Yeah. As far as then after, well, actually those were professional goals. Personal goals is I really want to focus on myself, my own health. Really focus on mental health last year. This year I'm going to focus on physical health. And I'm going to really start tracking things. I was going to start today, but I'm already mentally taxed. That's what has been holding me back, is being just mentally exhausted at the end of the day. I just can't move. I got to go play Fortnite to kind of release. But I'm going to start tracking things. One is flossing. Man, not the dance, you guys, but actually using dental floss. I got to start doing that more. I always get yelled at when I go to the dentist for cleanings and checkups and stuff. And I'm also going to use an enamel mouthwash because I've got receding gum lines. You guys, okay, TMI, I know. I'm going to try to start tracking sleeping. I've been having issues with just waking up at 4 a.m. for no reason whatsoever. What else? I think I've got my tax. We got to meet with my accountant in April, I think. So I'm going to try to get everything together by March 1st. I probably should put April 1st. That's more realistic. Do it over spring break. And I just need to really start cleaning and organizing and planning for summer projects. Going into the summer, I'll be getting more stuff done. I'm going to try to get this grant proposal in June. That's to OSHA. If they even have it, I don't know. With this new administration, they may cancel out that grant opportunity. Maybe what I'll do is over the summer, I'll work on my YouTube channel and recreating my consulting business or rethinking it. Work on plans for updating the safety lab for campus and completing a market analysis for safety degrees. I would really like to take my wife on our 25th wedding anniversary vacation We don't go on vacation a lot. I don't really relax on vacation. It's stressful to me. Rather just hang out here and decompress. Already working to get projects started right away for the summer. I want to really cut into my remodeling, my to-do list, my honey-do list, and then start working on planning as well. And then the next 3, I want to go on a bigger vacation. I haven't done a guy's vacation in a while. That'd be kind of cool. I want to start working on a book. Been meaning to do that for years. Just keep going with stuff. Yeah, that's kind of what, that's very broad. Whatever. I want you guys to be working on that. Just think about what you guys want to get done. I mean, maybe you can't think out a year, but that's okay. What do you want to get done in the next few months? Well, I'll have the assignment work within the confines of what you're comfortable with. And then maybe by meeting with me, maybe we can kind of expand that vision out beyond just this semester or this summer. Here's the assignment. So there's 2 parts. One is Morty Sanchez. Do you guys know? I should have made that the phrase. That cartoon that has Morty Sanchez, Rick and Morty. Here's his. Don't really worry about the semesters, but here's his course credits grade. You're going to have to look up how cumulative GPA is calculated, or how GPA is calculated. And based on that, you should be able to determine, and I want your reasoning on how you determine which courses he should retake in order to earn the minimum of cumulative GPA of a 2.5. Because right now he's at a 2.43. So he's close. But give me the reasoning for what you selected and then what he would need to earn in order to get above a 2.5 cumulative. And this would be what he's going to be taking in spring of 2024 so he can do his internship. Okay? The other is, here is a grade book. And all the assignments, all the portions of the course assignments are based on a weighted percentage scale. Here is their current percentages. Now, the final exam is based on, or actually, are these points? These are points that work out to their cumulative percentage total for each one. And what would they need to get on the final exam minimum in order to achieve the grade that is desired? And so you have to calculate that out. And I want you to demonstrate to me how you calculated that. So these are both math problems. They're very much score to GPA, or score to percentage breakdown. I want you to figure it out. See if you can figure it out. Next week I can give you the answers and demonstrate how I would do it. But it's problem solving. Problem solving is problem solving. It's a matter of taking the right technique, the right approach. For the first case study, if we have anybody in Whitewater, McLean Fogg, I worked with him last semester. Your first case study can be doing lockout tagout review. They had one of my students working on it last semester. They really enjoyed working with her, and they begged me to get one of you to come back and do some of their work. It's a possibility that we even do a tour there. They have a really cool plant in Whitewater. And maybe what I could do is maybe I could bring like a GoPro and record a tour and their presentation, because they have a great way of approaching safety. And then I could post it for those who couldn't make it. But if you're in and around Whitewater, I would like to facilitate some sort of tour there. But if anybody in this class wants to do that, great. Otherwise, the rest of you, I can actually accommodate your first case study through HSI, Health and Safety Institute. We worked on it a little bit last semester, but it can definitely be taken to the next step. And I will break that all down probably next week. Okay? But I want you to start thinking about case study number 2. That's something that I don't have right offhand, and I want to see what you have access to figure that out. But we'll talk about the case studies later. I'm just, at this point, would like to assign someone to the McLean Fogg if I could. Otherwise, the rest of you, HSI, we're going to be mining data from the OSHA website, which is kind of the topic coming up. All right. I mentioned this throughout without really showing you. I want you to contact me, at your earliest convenience to schedule a meeting, a one-on-one WebEx. Probably should give ourselves about 20 minutes. It may take less. I just got a few questions to ask you. I want to get to know you a little bit, see what we can do to customize the course for you. Just for reference, my student hours, which is the new way to say office hours, Our Tuesdays and Thursdays from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Central Time, because that's where Whitewater is located in Central Time Zone. I can meet most days after 6 p.m. except for Wednesday. And Mondays are typically open. Those are the days in which I do most of my grading. What I need you to do is write a professional email requesting the meeting. And I was going to talk about what that means, but I want you to try to figure it out. Because I had a student from last semester email me just a few weeks ago, and the email was not professional, and therefore I didn't reply. If you're going to ask for something from somebody, you need to be able to do it in a way that's respectful and is brief, gets to the point. I'll get into this more after I see what you guys do. I'm not gonna grade you down for not writing it, but I want you to try, really focus on writing it professionally. And there are plenty of resources out there to help you with that. I don't know if you guys have access to Grammarly or not. I know there's free versions. Maybe AI could help you. But email me and ask for a meeting time within the next few days, and then I'll get it scheduled. We'll meet via WebEx, which is why I got this picture here. So, last slide, finally, right? This is only supposed to be like a 15-minute video. This semester, I really want to focus on this really big one here, and that is mentoring. I want to make sure that you guys are building your professional network, that you understand the value of participating in extracurricular things, going to networking events, going to technical meetings. I went to one. It wasn't even 14 days ago. It was about 12 days ago. I went to one in Milwaukee and got to reconnect with people. Got a few opportunities to maybe do something later. Got some great information that's actually going to be used for some work I have coming up. I didn't go there to learn. I went there to network, and I did learn. And it's just, it reaffirms some of the connections I have out there. And I would like you guys to experience that, to go and meet people at a meeting and learn something. And it's just, you got the social side, you got the learning side, you got the opportunity side. It's all good. And also, I'm going to be connecting you with different mentors throughout the semester. You're going to interview them, and you're going to be working on your emailing them professionally or calling them. Yeah, picking up a phone. But that's what it's all about. I'm just going to quickly close this and open up the website, the Canvas. I'll be adding some announcements and some other information. This is where I'll be putting you don't have to put anything here. There shouldn't be anything to upload. If there is, I'll get it out of there. Here's the course syllabus. We went over a lot of it, but this is where it is. I would open it and I would print it off if I were you. Should be a first thing you have in your binder. I'll be talking about case studies and internship and stuff like that as we get into the semester. Here's the LinkedIn stuff. You saw that. Here's the stuff for ASSP and NSC. Here's the capstone and graduation. And then we've got week 1 here. You won't be able to see this stuff. I got to go through and update a few of these things. But yeah, this is our course. I look forward to working with all of you. I hope you're ready to learn. Because this course is very different than the other ones you've taken here or anywhere. Because it's really about figuring things out, documenting things, growing your opportunities. You have to work to create opportunities. Some people get lucky and it just falls out of the sky. I've never been that way. Well, I guess I have. I've been pretty lucky. I've always got my shoulder to that. What do they call that? The stone? Shoulder to the grindstone? It doesn't sound right, but this course is really built to prepare you not only for transitioning from classroom to career, which is what this course has always been about, but I want to give you skills, knowledge, connections that will carry you well into your career. Because a lot of our students get promoted or take a job somewhere else within a year or two after graduation anyway. But I'll talk about those statistics as well. All right, that's all I got. Look forward to hearing from you.